I'm going to keep winning championships and talk a little along the way, and honestly, we're going to keep outperforming our competitors on both sides.
It's scary watching him.
And that car is mangled. Big time barrel rolling down the back straightaway. Can the tire hang on? First time Tuscarora 50 winner, Rico Abreu gets the job done. Brandon Sweet off of turn number 4. Who's it gonna be at the line? McFadden, it's Sweet. Sweet got him. It's a hat trick.
Brad Sweet is at the top of his game now. He's at the top of sprint car racing.
You know, I was the golden child there, but then I left for the WWE, and now I'm the villain. I think it's just what the fans want. I love being the villain.
Rico is probably one of maybe the only driver that you could argue is bigger than the sport itself. He'll just come walking with the video, hey dude, what's up, man? Ready to rip tonight?
Tyler Courtney, he stepped his program up big time this year.
I just raced dirt all year.
James McFadden probably was at the highest level that I've ever seen James be at.
And there it is, the shoey.
Brett Marks is just a good dude.
He's low key, but he's there to kick your ass.
If something's going wrong, there's only one person to look at, and that's myself in the mirror.
Chris Windom, you could see that guy go on a tear.
Competition level this year is through the roof.
Justin Peck, Big Peck energy. He loves that nickname.
I was always the guy that just stood on the gas, throttle now, ask questions later.
Corey Day is the next big thing.
He's a superstar in the making.
It's evident to everyone in the country that this kid's gonna be the real deal.
How about a round of applause for our 16 high rollers here this year, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready to go sprint car racing?
Next on the agenda for the High Rollers is a return to the fastest track in America, Ohio's Eldora Speedway. The racing community is still mourning the sudden passing of legendary late model racer Scott Bloomquist, who called Eldora Speedway his second home. This historic race will be a special tribute to his larger-than-life personality. The annual Four Crown Nationals brings together wing sprint cars, non-wing sprint cars, midgets, and Silver Crown of USAC for a packed weekend of dirt racing. Currently, Tyler Courtney sits in second place on the overall point standings with Rico Abreu breathing down his neck. However, the 26-year-old Monrovia native Justin Peck sits just outside the top 5 and will need an impressive finish here if he wants to contend for a charter spot.
Just making a standard breakfast, sausage and eggs. I got bacon in the oven. Usually, like I said, I'm not up this early. Usually this is like a weekend thing. This is like just special today. I'm Justin Peck. I'm from Monrovia, Indiana, and I drive the Tom Book 13. Yeah, so my dad's like, he's a fireman, so if he was at work, Mom and I usually just ate cereal.
So you have to play this cooking thing right. If you just never do it, then they do it for you.
Big Peck energy. He loves that nickname. His girlfriend hates it. Justin Peck is that Indiana sprint car driver who put a wing on top and is making a great name for himself, in my opinion. He's kind of like that cowboy mentality I was talking about. Gets in that race car, throws the belts on, pulls the helmet down, and goes.
Make some noise for Justin Peck!
I was always the guy that just stood on the gas and didn't think about what I was doing more, I guess you could say. You know, throttle now, ask questions later.
Have a good day. Love you. Good luck. Kenny King, come give me a hug. Hug. Good boy. Good boy.
I think it's like required. If you're a race car driver, you have to play golf.
I thought it was gonna be like right in here, didn't you?
I think it was. When I'm not racing, I like to try to fish, try to golf, hang out with my family, usually. My brother's never home when I'm home, and I'm never home when he's home, so we don't usually get to hang out all that much, but golf with my neighbor Drew as well. Pretty much just try to stay around Monrovia, Indiana as much as I can.
It was like $30 a hole today?
30, yeah.
Straight
like
up?
High rollers, yeah, playing with house money.
Yeah.
Let's do $5 close to the pin on par 3.
All right, dollar hole, $5 close to the pin.
Yeah.
Then when he was racing, when he was younger in quarter midgets, myself and his dad got to be really good friends. Oh, he smelt money. He went for it. I think we're all like family now. You know, we live right across the road from each other and have a good time. So they're good people, good family.
I signed a forehead once.
That's the best thing you've signed?
At Eldora. I was actually, it was a grandma. It was a.
Wow.
I signed a set of grandma.
Okay. Bounce. That's short. Damn it.
Gotta figure something out here, Drew.
It's gonna be a tough 2-putt. Evened up. I mean, I was up 9 on the tee box, so.
Well, how about we just get a drink instead?
All right.
I'll buy you a drink.
I'll buy you one.
All right.
It'd be cool to have a job that was fun.
Oh, it's just stressful because you're expected to win and you're only going to win so many times.
I feel like you're on the verge.
I feel like we've been on the verge. It just hasn't happened yet.
Eldora's a good place for it, though.
I know. Our stuff really rips around Eldora. Eldora is nasty. I'm actually really looking forward to going this weekend. I love Eldora.
It's the best ticket in all of dirt track racing. We're here at the Four Crown Nationals, the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. We've got cars on the racetrack, 4 dirt draft hot laps. From Canton, Illinois, that's the NOS Energy Drink. Number 55, it's Chris Windom. Chris Windom in the 55.
Eldora is one of the most historic tracks we go to, and it's one of the fastest and most intimidating tracks you can be at also. I'm Chris Windom from Canton, Illinois, driver of the Vermeer Motorsports number 55.
I feel like it starts to kind of buck, and then it never gets out of it, like center off all the way down the backstretch. I'm just trying to, I don't know if that's killing some speed out of it.
I would say really kind of our first year on a big national touring series. The competition level this year is through the roof compared to what we've done the last few years, and on top of that, it's a ton of new racetracks that neither one of us have been to. For me, it's been hard adjusting to wing sprint car racing. I spent 15 years racing non-wing sprint cars and midgets and Silver Crown. Had a lot of success in the USAC ranks of racing. I've been doing this professionally since I was 18. This is really all I've done, I would consider my whole life. And driving a sprint car is, I think, one of the most rawest forms of racing and one of the toughest forms of racing, just because not only are you battling your own race car and everyone around you, it's also the high speeds of not being able to run into each other and crash makes it really tough.
I think Chris Windom is a great story because he continues to show up every single night and not be deterred by the results or their struggles. And he is fighting tooth and nail every night to grow as a wing sprint car driver and be successful as a wing sprint car driver.
This is something I set out to do. This is, like I said, my 3rd year now. And I've been in a different car all 3 years. So that's definitely one challenge, just trying to get settled in with one team and get a year under our belts. And with a baby on the way in February, I know that the sleep's gonna go downhill probably from here.
Chris and Jordan, they've been really good friends of mine for a long time. So yeah, I know today we're just finding out if it's a boy or a girl, but it's still something that I feel like I had the opportunity to be a part of, so I wanted to be a part of it and support them, and you know, their family's kind of become a part of mine, and it's a special moment.
I love you. Thank you.
you guys so much, each and every one of you who are here today. I know you all mean so much to Chris and Georgia, and it means so much that you're here. Chris, as your sister, watching my little brother prepare to be a daddy makes my heart happier than I can put into words. Georgia, I love you as a sister, and seeing how much you've embraced motherhood already is very heartwarming. Watching you both with our boys over the years, ever since they were brand new, tiny little babies, has been such a gift in our lives. We will be here for you every step, and we are so excited to be aunt and uncle and big cousins to baby Biscuit. So let's all raise our glass to Chris and Georgia and baby Windom. We love you three so much, and congratulations.
Cheers.
I wasn't really stressed at all until we got to do it, and then I was really stressed.
Like right when the box came out,
Yeah.
they were like,
It was confusing.
I thought they just weren't coming out.
Yeah, I thought it malfunctioned. I didn't know what was happening. That was a shock though when Tuna ran out.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh God, yeah.
And then my mom starts crying, makes me
Were
sad.
those happy tears?
Yeah.
Either way.
Teary-eyed?
I was earlier.
He was.
I got to go to the gender reveal for Chris Windom, and he's having a baby boy, and big step for their life, and I'll try and be as good a funkle as I can for him.
And in turn number 3, the former Kings Royal champion from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Spire Motorsports, number 7 BC, it's Sunshine Tyler Courtney.
When I decided that this is the path that I wanted to take, you know, I've been racing for a long time at this point. I was probably 15 or 16 is when I was working for Brian Clausen and Tim, and it was kind of my first time out on the road with these guys, and actually got to, you know, see what it's like to be around a professional race car driver with Brian. And at that point I'm like, man, that'd be badass to be able to go do that from that day or whatever forward. And I made it a point to make sure that I got to do this, and worked really hard to get to this point, and I still work hard to stay at this level and try harder to be better every day.
And for the 4th time in 2024, Tyler Courtney's your winner!
So Tyler's been just successful in everything he's gotten in, right? And whether it was USAC midgets, USAC non-wing, he's had a great career in Silver Crown. Tyler's just fast in anything he gets in, and he's very smart behind the wheel of a race car. He is aggressive but calculated, I think, is definitely how you could describe Tyler.
So we've been fortunate to have a good year, and we've won 6 times on the high limit schedule. I think most people go to the casino probably at least once in their life, and they probably win a little bit of money at least once in their life. When you go, you get a jackpot on a slot machine, or you get blackjack at the table. It's one of the most exhilarating experiences of your life. When you win a race as a team member or as a driver, there is nothing better, because you have worked your ass off, and most time 90 to 100 degree weather. You probably tore up a car the night before, or the 3 nights before that too. When you get to pull into victory lane, there is nothing that beats that. It just culminates all of your hard work into one thing. And I would say if you asked every driver in the pit area if there's anything better than winning, they'd probably tell you no.
Well, how about it, Eldora? Are you ready to go racing? It's time for the night before the Crowns Showdown. It's time to go racing at Eldora Speedway, and that means it's time to go all in with the United States Auto Club and Kubota High Limit Racing.
Cars, 8 laps, top 5 going to the feature.
We need to qualify good. That's a ticket in this game, man. If you can get qualified good, you put yourself in a position to have a good night. If not, you really got to race your way in and really try to be aggressive.
This is a momentum-based racetrack, so you can't slip and slide around, and you literally got to be stuck into the racetrack and have maximum grip, especially on a weekend like this weekend when you have so many cars. This track just gets extremely slick.
challenged for the third spot. Maybe Peck had a run. Corey Day going to keep him at bay for the time being.
Here's a slider from Peck up across the nose of Corey Day. Takes the third spot away across the line. Justin Peck to third. Corey Day has to get all over the brakes entering turn 1 to not get over the rear end of the 13 car. Number 3 off at turn number 4. It's going to go to number 24 of Rico Abreu. He gets the win. Goes to the dash. Anthony Macri second. Justin Peck third. Corey Day fourth, and fifth will go to the 27H.
I think we always have pretty high expectations coming here just based off our past. This is a place I've always ran really well.
Rolling at turn number 1 with the race lead. Casey Kane runs in second. Brady Bacon, in the third spot. Tyler Courtney around the outside of Parker Price Miller for fourth.
Dirty air is a big thing in wing sprint car racing. If you're qualifying or you're by yourself on track, you have no dirty air. All the downforce is on your nose wing and your top wing, and you have all the steering in the world when you're by yourself. You get behind a guy in dirty air and you go into the corner and it feels like your steering broke. You have nothing. You just shove up the racetrack or kind of just go wherever the air takes you at that point.
And Brian Brown's getting the win from the fourth spot. Casey Kane second, Tyler Courtney third, fourth goes to Brady Bacon, and fifth will be the 9P of Parker Price Miller.
As we kick things off for night 1 of the 4 Crown Nationals weekend here, let's introduce you to our Miss Eldoras. Ladies and gentlemen, how about some noise, Eldora Speedway, for Savannah and Abby?
Historic drink here at the racetrack. Tell them what's in it. So it is a cup of ice, and then we've got blue and red Maui that you drop in there, and then it is orange juice and Sierra Mist, and the special treat, which they're out of, but since I made it, we'll let it slide, is a Tootsie Roll. Shout out to the bartenders. Tip your bartenders. Thank you.
You can keep up with everything Savannah and Abby, the Miss Eldoras, are doing tonight and all weekend long by following Eldora Speedway on social media.
The 7-lap FK Rodden's dash is on the racetrack now. The finishing order of this dash will line up the first 4 rows of tonight's main event. Straightaway, Peck has been fast all night long there, Brian. He's keeping it up here in the dash.
As hard as everybody likes to race, this is one of the places that everybody does race with respect just because of how fast you're going and the spotlight that you're kind of in. When you strap 24 guys that come feature time in a race car around here, you don't have any friends and you want to beat them all.
Turns 3 and 4, the onto windows endorsed Pella number 13 going to take over the second spot.
Justin Peck finishes second, Brian Brown third, fourth goes to Rico Abreu, fifth to Brad Sweet, Spencer Baston.
How was he so fast today?
Car's close, Justin's motivated, track suits his style. I don't know, right time of day.
It ain't taking off very well. I was gonna ask, is it taking off? Not really. It's not taking off very well again, but it's, if you can roll it, if you can roll into it and time it right, that's gonna be the hard part starting where I'm at. Aaron's tricky on starts too.
You just have to race everybody hard, and that's kind of what this deal is kind of turned into, the sprint car thing. You know, we're only racing for 30 laps, so you've got to go all out for those 30 laps, and there's really no saving tires and no holding back. You got to take every position as you can get them, so it eventually turns into a lot of hard-nosed racing usually. When you push off for a feature, you know, you have a pretty good idea of when you're rolling around there, kind of what the track state is. So in that moment, you're starting to think about moving your wing back or what lines to run or, you know, how you're going to make passes if you get in a certain situation.
All you, homie. You're more than capable. Get it done.
What you're going to do before you get there and try to have an idea of how you're going to set cars up to be able to pass. When you're rolling around there, that's kind of what you're thinking about. Then when you actually take the green, it seems like all that goes out the window and you have to start thinking about everything else that you didn't want to do.
Everybody finding their proper starting positions.
I think the competition level from top to bottom is unbelievable. If you don't come, you know, ready to kill, basically, then yeah, you're going to get eaten alive, and you got to be a competitive person to survive out here on the road.
the Eldora Speedway pace truck. As I was saying before that, Justin Peck, his last win 93 races ago, the high limit race at the Kokomo Speedway in Indiana. During the Kings Royal Week here in 2024, he was 3rd at the Kings Royal, 4th at the Joker's Jackpot. He is looking to finally get that monkey off his back with his first high limit win of the season as a full-time driver. Eldora Speedway, we got him racked. We got him stacked. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green.
Take off into turn 22 right, so for the inside out, the 13 up on the boards, and he's going to have it. It's going to be Peck taking off at the top spot. Battle for second. Here comes Brown. Here comes Rico. Taking into the middle now, up to the high side through turns 3 and 4. Reitzel on the outside. Rico down to the inside. 3-car fight at the front of the field. About to be a 4-car fight. Here comes Brad Sweet.
Brad Sweet's in the mix as well. 4-car battle for the race lead here in the middle stage at Eldora Speedway.
You're just ripping around the wall here, it seems like, most of the time, and you're going at 140 mile an hour trying to run razor-thin margins against a concrete wall. That's pretty sketchy, you know, because you hit it wrong one time, it's going to suck the front end in, and you're going to get upside down. It hurts, man. When you crash here, you crash in a big way, and I guess that's kind of what sketchy is just being on that fine line of being fast and being borderline disaster all the time.
Justin Peck to the top in turn number 1. Abreu follows him. Peck gets a little bit tight on entry. Lots of traffic up the road. Rico with a run down the back straightaway. Justin Peck will go in the middle. Abreu to the bottom. Tries a big slider off of turn number 4. Drag race to the line. It's going to be Justin Peck. Hits the wall across the line and gets the win. Abreu second, Sweet third.
After the Checkers Night 1 of the Four Crown Nationals, first win of the year for Justin Peck, second with high limit, first one in 416 days, something like that.
Too long.
Too long, way too damn long.
I just feel relieved to finally click one off. I feel like we should have done at least a couple of these already, but we actually finally put ourselves in a position to start up front for once here, and it seems like it's a short race, 25 laps or 30 laps or whatever it is, but it's a long freaking time, man. Like, that's a long time, and putting that many good laps together.
Justin Peck's a really good driver. He's very aggressive, hungry to win races. He wheels that race car. He can be extremely wild at times, but he puts on a show for the fans, and there's sometimes when you're racing with him, he'll just come out of nowhere.
I was excited that I won, but honestly, it was more like a weight got lifted off my shoulders. It's like, oh, finally.
Friday night at Eldora was all about Justin Peck, and rightfully so, it was his time to shine this year. First win of the year, first win with high limit in 400 days.
This place has bit him a few times. We've left here upside down and hurt a couple of times, so this is, yes. So proud of him.
Not only it's a big confidence boost going to the end of the year, but it really keeps that Boot 13 team alive in the points chase, going for that top 5 finish.
We knew going into this year we felt like we could win and compete, and then the key would be to try and have some consistency. And we haven't always been consistently fast, but I feel like as a whole this year, I can say we've been pretty solid most of the year. So finally picking up a win, I don't think anybody had it on their bingo card that it was going to take this long, at least on our team. But you know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we won, and we've got 7 more races. That's obviously we still got a handful of races left. So I mean, we could end up with 5. We could end up with this one. So we'll just try to keep the momentum and stay positive and just let it roll.
For the first time in 2024, he's a winner with Kubota High Limit Racing. That's your victor, Justin Peck.
Rico, baby, Rico! Yeah, he's got the dog, plays with the dog a lot. Gus. I love the Facebook stuff. Yeah, Gus, man.
Sunshine Tyler Courtney.
Anyone but Brad Sweet. I think Brad Sweet's overrated because, like, he wins everything.
I want Rico to win, and I don't like Brad Sweet because I think he's a crybaby salad.
Brad will be Brad. Yeah. He shows up, sometimes he don't, and then when he don't, we hear about it. But that's part of being the top sport, man.
Probably.
Yeah, he'd be top 5.
Big Justin Peck fan, and I feel like Justin's a driver of the people, a driver of the fans. He's always one of the last ones in the pits after the races, interacting with fans, so really happy to see him win. This is raw racing. You look at the guys, they work on their own cars, they put them together. It's a lot of volunteers. They do it for the love of the sport, and just like buying t-shirts and keeping them supported down the road, keeping them moving. I mean, it's just cool to support them a little bit as fans.
Congratulations last night.
Thank you. That was fun, huh?
Yes.
Definitely had me holding my breath for a while.
Well deserved that last quarter, though.
I know. I closed my eyes for it.
Did you?
I can't stop shaking. I think I held my breath the whole time. Let me warm up. Justin Peck is charming. He's so handsome. This ain't like a lie detector, is it? I am Alex Brown, and Justin Peck is my boyfriend.
You just won at Eldora.
Justin's girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm his girlfriend.
So Alex and I moved in together actually in March. She didn't want to do it, she was reluctant to do it, but I kind of had made her take over my t-shirt stand and kind of had her kind of running the t-shirt business. She's done pretty good with it. I think maybe learned to enjoy it a little bit as the season has gone on.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Have fun.
It's kind of nice also to have someone to lean on and someone to talk to all the time.
You know, he works so hard day in and day out. He is constantly, you know, in his little head, he's, you know, going over scenarios. Like, he wants to win so bad. You know, let's get the job done. Thank you. Have fun.
This is going to be awesome. Cars right now getting heat in their engines as they prepare for Dirt Draft Hot Laps coming up here very soon. Another beautiful day for racing here in Ohio.
I do tires, tire guy. So make sure everything's mounted, ready to go. Tire pressure, grind it, groove, sight, whatever you got to do. So the 13 car, they're always pretty good here. Never really have a bad night here. Driver, crew.
I don't know, we got a really good shot tonight. I know we're fast, so we'll see what happens.
The same thing as last night, just drive his butt off and hopefully transfer out of the heat race, make the dash, good dash draw, win the dash, win the AMA, that's it. Ready for round 2 now tonight. Just go back to back, feels nice, we're ready to rock. Ready to go.
He's now just 32 points behind Corey Day in the 14 and 79 points behind Brent Marks for that 5th and final spot. So a pretty big win for Peck. He has been very good here at Eldora, and he has a great chance tonight. Locked in already, does not have to qualify. Another great chance to make up some more ground on those two guys.
I think tonight will be a little different for us, just knowing when to cut power and when to keep tightening up, but follow the racetrack. Just do what the car's telling you to do and keep watching the racetrack and maybe try something or just tweak something here.
First time tonight, we have race cars making their way onto the half mile at Eldora Speedway for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1.
Gotten a little bit better, you know. Each time we get here, we seem to find a little bit of speed, but it's not great. I'm not a big Eldora fan.
First night we did not qualify well. We honestly were off all night on the car. We could never get a handle on it from really practice through the end of the night. So
we learned some stuff throughout the night to, hopefully, put ourselves in a good spot to start faster tonight. They locked 4 guys in from last night, so that makes qualifying even more critical today. You got to be top 4 in your flight.
Here in the same lines for 14, that is Corey Day.
Last night was good. We made, good gains on our race car. We struggled here bad at Kings Royal, so yeah, it felt good to make some gains on it, and yeah, I think in a better place for tonight, and we'll just, keep going the way we were going last night with our race car.
Corey Day, the fastest in this group, 3rd quick so far. The white flag coming out. Day's lap, a 13:137, actually identical time to the 2nd place car of Parker Price Miller. And last night, 9th place finisher, the former Kings Royal champion, makes his way into turn number 3.
You got to win your heat race to get in the dash, and it's just tough. Everybody's really close here. When you're off just a little bit, it shows. But that's the beauty of Eldora and the beauty of sprint car racing right now. Sprint car racing right now is probably the most competitive and hardest it's ever been.
White flag coming out. Tyler Courtney into the 6th spot. So the checkered is out, the fastest driver in that session and 3rd quickest overall in Dirt Draft Hot Laps to number 13 of Justin Peck. Brian Brown, Tyler Courtney, Rico Abreu, Skylar G, and Cy Lynch, the top 10 overall.
to get into the trophy dash and start up front of this main event. 30 laps, what I was looking for last night, 5 more laps. So we'll see where we stack up against all these high limit guys tonight.
Yeah, I had it planned for a little while. Our getaway is coming to the racetrack and watch Rico race. He's awesome. He's amazing. He's a great person, awesome, badass race car driver. We followed him around, and perfect place to do it. So,
Incredible just to show where the fan base is at in our sport, how passionate these fans are to be able to do something like that. And when you do those proposals, get outside your comfort zone in public here, and it's really cool. They've been coming to the races a long time, and I always get photos with them every year here at Eldora, and they're always supporting my merch, so that was a really special moment.
yeah, hey, we're gonna make the cut. Show them the ring.
Midget heat races aren't until after our heat races.
I think midget heats are after that.
Do you ever forget which one you're in?
No.
Do you ever get in the wing car?
No, you definitely don't forget which one you're in, because they're so much different.
Yeah.
Running back and forth from the sprint car to the midget is pretty mentally draining. You get out of the sprint car and might have went well, might have not. Have to kind of just block that out and think, all right, where do I start in this midget race?
Windom going to settle back into the 4th position. Abadissian getting shuffled back to 5th.
Big Daddy Chris Windom going to try to find a way into those top 3 positions. Right now, he's slowly but surely picking his way up through the field as Jade Abadissian now sits in 4th.
Eldora's already mentally draining in itself, just how fast you're going and how close you're running to the wall. Jump from the sprint car to the midget, and everything slows down somewhat in the midget. They're pretty much polar opposites. The midgets go in and kind of lay on the right rear, and you got to roll out of the throttle quite a bit. In the wing car, you just attack and try to get it to lay on the left side as hard as you can. Honestly, the mental load is more than anything at this place, especially when you're running around the fence. Unfortunately, there in the midget feature, just couldn't get anything going up there. Seemed like everybody kind of gravitated towards the middle bottom, and it's not how I like to race. I like to run a midget here. I can never get going. Fell back there at the beginning and then figured a few things out. The middle on and picked a few guys back off, but just didn't have the raw speed to get to the front there. Felt like we qualified well finally there. Just didn't put the whole package together that night.
Coming around to pick up the checker flag and a planet 0. Rico Abreu picking up the dash win.
Brad Sweet finishes up in 2nd. 3rd spot, Justin Peck. 4th goes to Anthony Macri. Hangs on over a closing Jacob Allen. Aaron Reitzel, Corey Day, and James McFadden round out the field.
It's the circus, man. This is when the circus comes to town. Dirt track racing is so much more into the pyro and the fireworks and things like that because, face it, the greatest show on dirt, here comes the circus. The circus has come to town, and we just add to that. We bring a lot to it.
I think when people come to a dirt track, they almost expect this now.
Yeah.
They expect the big fireballs
Especially
on the hill and the fireworks and the flames. It's something that they look forward to.
Plus, think about how family-oriented this crowd is. Those kids, they love this.
People expect fireballs when the 4 lights coming across the finish line, They'll always try to throw in something different, some comments on the stage or anything we can think of that'll give them a wow effect, something that they're not used to, that's going to catch them off guard. It's a great feeling as a shooter being down here when the crowd, you hear them after them fireballs, you hear the excitement for the 4 wide, it's awesome.
People ask us all the time, is this all we think about? Fire and explosions and fireworks? According to our wives, no, that's not true. Yes, it's true.
Yes, it's true.
Remember, for about 15 minutes a night, we're rock stars.
We're ready to double down with Kubota High Limit Racing. It should be good though. We got a longer race today, so 30 laps. 2 guys start in front of us. I think Rico starts on the pole, Brad Sweet second, and then us.
Yeah, Brad Sweet will definitely be in the mix tonight. I mean, it seems like he's in the mix everywhere we go, but especially here at Eldora, he's got probably just as many laps, if not more, than about anybody else in his pit area, and he's won a lot of races here, so he'll be tough to beat for sure. We've got probably 12 to 15 guys on any given night with the High Limit Tour that can win in it.
If it's anything like last night, who knows what'll happen.
Just like now, last night, buddy. You got this. Yeah.
I'll go watch in turn 1.
You wanna go watch in turn 1?
Yeah.
We have got cars on the racetrack. It is time for the feature event with Kubota High Limit Racing during race number 48 of the 2024 season, Eldora Speedway. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
The Four Crown Nationals are a marquee event, and there's been lots of marquee drivers who have competed at this world-famous speedway. A little earlier this weekend, one of those marquee drivers, Rico Abreu, said goodbye to another one of those great names that has competed here at Eldora.
Bloomer, Black Sunshine, you're a dirt racing legend and hero. I think you were possibly the only resident of Planet Zero. You've been on my mind, and I've wanted to honor your legacy. I could only do it at Eldora, a place you tamed and built an aura.
It's really just another day in paradise. How's that?
Drivers getting in behind the Eldora Speedway pace truck.
Being a fan of you was easy, even though you drove a late model tugboat. But coming from a sprint car guy, you are the dirt racing goat. The only Scott Bloomquist.
Glad to see all our fans are out tonight. I hope they appreciated that ass kicking. And you all, I know you love me.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for Rico, Abreu, and FloRacing for that amazing tribute to Scott Bloomquist.
The next time by, we are going to go to the green flag here at the Four Crown. Rico Abreu, Brad Sweet on the front row. Got Justin Peck in row 2. Eldora Speedway, we got him racked. We got him stacked. Let's go racing on turn number 4. We are 3.
Going to jump out to the early advantage. We saw him do this earlier tonight. We'll see if he can repeat and hold on for 30 trips around the Eldora Speedway. Peck running in second.
I get asked a lot if I get nervous watching him race, and I do not. I do not. And you know, they bring up his wreck at Bridgeport and Knoxville last year. They're like, even after that? And I'm like, no, because I love watching him race. I do not get nervous. I get excited.
To the middle, Sweet all the way to the outside. Does he have a run to the front straightaway? Looking for the lead. Rico's going to hold him off.
Sweet peels out of line into turn 1, tries a slider on your race leader. Abreu barely clears him right there. Holy cow. Justin Peck on your screen battling with Brent Marks. That's the race for the 5th position.
The cushion in sprint car racing is when we start the night out, you know, the track usually starts out on the wetter side and we start blowing the dirt across the racetrack. Well, as the dirt blows across the racetrack, it ends up forming in a pile and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and then we end up putting our right rears against it for grip. But that's an ever-changing thing throughout the night because enough guys hit it, it'll move up to the racetrack, up the racetrack, and eventually up onto the wall. And that's how a lot of us like it. We like it to be up on the wall because it gets super tricky. The track gets really wide, you know, multiple lanes start to form, and it could be a foot tall. And when you hit that thing, it's like hitting a wall. It can really mess you up if you hit it wrong. But essentially, you know, that's where we're able to get our most grip, is right up against that thing.
Brad Sweet trying to hold on and stay in the top 5. He's got Peck and he's got Macri coming after him.
And out of turn number 4, he's done it again. He's won at the Four Crown Nationals. Rico Abreu gets it done. Jacob Allen in second. 3rd spot is going to go to Spencer Baston. 4th to Anthony Macri. 5th goes to Justin Peck. And this this is going to be a very, very special victory lane celebration for the driver hailing this weekend from Planet Zero.
So winning at Eldora was definitely meaningful to me, especially just paying tribute to Scott.
8th win of the 2024 campaign. He's climbing up top of the race car. Make some noise for Rico Abreu.
What was that one like?
Just really special. You know, the atmosphere Eldora creates, you fans, man, this is what it's all about. You guys just, you know, this is my favorite track in the entire world. So it's incredible where our sports come and where it's going.
So it was really cool to see Rico kind of pay tribute to Scott, and at a place that Scott ruled throughout his entire career, Rico goes out and dominates the 4th Crown. I think it's his 4th 4 Crown.
You know, Eldora, when you show up there, it's all or nothing. We'll go back to the drawing board and, you know, hopefully show up next year for that week and be ready to rip. A lot of respect for Rico, one of the best race car drivers that we'll ever see.
My passion for coming here and race and, you know, is beyond anything I've ever dreamed of.
Rico's been, you know, he's been exceptionally good at Eldora. Ricky Warner, his crew chief's had a lot of success at Eldora too. So those combinations, it's like you're doing something if you're, you know, running right with them.
And everything from the poem to racing well to Planet Zero on our car, crotch chop in victory lane. It was definitely a sentimental moment.
Can we get another bloomer chop named after the checkers? There it is. Rico Abreu after the 4 Crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the 8th time in 2024, your winner is Rico Abreu!
I don't know, it wasn't like it was yesterday, like track-wise, so it didn't, the car felt the exact same, it just wasn't good, you know, it just wasn't good.
Well, I knew he wasn't going to get outworked. He was never going to get outworked, so the track was just really dusty, but I mean, you can't complain about a win and a 5th at Eldora, so proud of him. Being a race car driver's girlfriend, I wouldn't, especially his, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like I said, it's a lot of ups and downs. You're gonna have bad nights, you're gonna have really good nights. And you know that it's all gonna be worth it eventually.
Don't work that way. We got lucky enough to win yesterday. You knew we weren't gonna get you a break today. Still got a lot of racing left. We got National Open after that, and then we're in Missouri, and then we're in Texas to finish off the High Limit deal. So yeah, I got a little bit of work to do here. Just try to keep this speed going, you know, just try to figure out what we did right, what we did wrong, and move on to the next one.
Rico Abreu improves his overall point standings with his big win at Eldora, putting him ahead of Tyler Courtney for 2nd place. Justin Peck keeps his hopes at a charter spot alive with a victory on night 1 and a 5th place finish on night 2. While valiantly racing both midgets and wing sprint cars all weekend, Chris Windom is still searching for a top 5 finish in his place among the high rollers. The High Limit Series is coming to a close with everything on the line next week, where the stars will shine big and bright deep in the heart of Texas.
I think going into the final race of the season, you want to end on a high note.
There is still a lot to fight for.
Texas was tough on us.
2nd goes to Corey Daly.
Well, we do it the hard way now.
It's going to be really, really important that we focus on hitting our marks.
Top 5 get charters going into the 2026 season.
Brent Marks to the inside, takes the lead away off of turn 4.
It's going to be a battle until you get to the end.
You don't know what to expect.
It's going to be 8 laps to go.